ليش كده؟
تكلمنا المحاضرة اللي فاتت عن ال repeated measures manova. So we finished this lecture, and most important, the major limitations. One of the biggest limitation of repeated measures ANOVA is what? What is the biggest or the major limitation of ANOVA?
Sample.
It is, but not the biggest.
Assumption.
Assumptions. What about the assumption?
إنه variance or covariance are homogeneous.
Yes.
Longitudinal and.
Do you agree this is a major one? This is the biggest limitation? Do you agree?
Because sometimes not similar.
Yes. Because if there is a violation in these assumptions, you cannot use repeated measures ANOVA, right? Remember we described this in this matrix, which is called simplicity assumptions, that the variance covariance are equal over time. This is the most important that assumption you need to check, which is the biggest limitation of repeated measures ANOVA. Is that clear? Clear? Yes. So now how are we going to check this? We're saying that there is a test for this, which is called Mushi simplicity test. The p-value for Mushi simplicity test, which is if it's greater than 0.05, which is we want it to be greater than 0.05, then simplicity assumed. That means the variance covariance are equal over time. Is that clear? If it's very small, which is likely, then simplicity not assumed. That means there is a violation of the variance covariance.
We cannot use ANOVA in that way.
We cannot use repeated measures ANOVA. So what we're going to use?
Manova.
Yes. So need there is two options that we have to think about here. So either we do the multivariate approach, or we're going to use just the univariate approach, but I report what is called greenhouse tracer test. Is that clear?
So usually we will look for specificity
Yes.
test. If it's significant, that means we will use greenhouse.
Yes, greenhouse or multivariate approach.
Lower regression?
Multivariate approach, not yet. We not cover it.
Lower regression or the?
No, it's not regression, just multivariate.
Yes, multivariate.
And this is an example of how we're evaluating this. So now looking at this, we ran a test for one sample. That means we don't have a treatment group. We just have the, let's say that lead level collected over time, 4 weeks. We have the baseline. We don't have a treatment group, and we're looking for to test whether there is differences over time. So now we tested the Mushi test, which is saying here significance. So what that mean?
So
simplicity failed, right?
Greenhouse.
Simplicity rejected.
Yes.
Correct. So if it's rejected, then we have to report greenhouse tracer. Next lecture might be multivariate. Also, this is a second option for it. We report multivariate approach. Now, how to report the greenhouse? So looking at this, we're looking at the week. This is the degrees of freedom. This is the F. This is the sig. So this significance, correct? So if it's significant, it means what?
significant difference between weeks.
Of what? Of what? Of lead level?
Of lead level.
Yes. Over time or over weeks. Yeah.
انوفا هو عمال ياخذ الفيرست والسكند والاخير، الفيرست والسكس.
No, ANOVA compare everything.
everything.
Yes, over time.
اوكي. الفيرست والسكس اللي هو البيت.
Yes, first was endpoint. Yes.
ايوه. انا.
الأنكوفا لا. الأنكوفا if I'm interested in a treatment. Effect. I think you may need to look at. Yeah. So again, for perisample t-test, you will not have a treatment. You just have pre-post.
Intervention, pre-post.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you have intervention, you will have one intervention. Correct?
Two.
If two, then this is something else. It's not going to be solved through perisample t-test.
Yani for example, I have one group or two samples,
Yeah.
pre-post, comparing the result of drug or intervention A with
Yeah.
B. Can be longitudinal.
But for for perisample t-test, you need to have only one group.
Pre and post.
One group, yes.
Okay.
So so that means one treatment.
صح.
I can test any drug. So give it before and after.
Okay, good.
But if I have a two drug, then this is not a perisample t-test. It can be done through other statistical tests.
Okay.
Just to make sure that for perisample t-test, you will have two measures. These two measures, one can be called baseline.
Yes.
What is the baseline? The
First
before,
one.
right? The other one can be the endpoint.
صح.
Correct?
It can be anyone.
Or it can be visit 1, visit 2, visit 3, visit
The one
4,
I choose.
or the last visit, which is endpoint.
بس ضروري يكون البري اللي هو البيس لاين صح؟
Yes, a 3.
ما ينفع اقول مثلا ويك 1 وويك 2 لازم ويك 0.
It is possible you could do it, but yes, ideally we're looking at pre and post. Yes.
انتهينا. بعدين نجي انوفا.
بس ينفع نقول 2 و 3 سوا يعني كأنه 2 before or 3.
Yes, 2 weeks after treatment, the change of lead level, let's say the example of lead.
2 هنا البري والويك 3 من بوست والعكس يعني مثلا 3 4.
لا هو البري شنو؟
بس قبل
البري ما في تريتمنت.
أو ممكن
هذا قبل التريتمنت، لكن كلها فيزيت 1 فيزيت 2 فيزيت 3 كلها بعد التريتمنت صح؟ يس.
برضه انه ممكن يكون at the start ممكن يكون البيس لاين، انا اظن انه ممكن مثلا بعد ويك او انا اشوف انه ممكن ديبند على الريسيرشر نفسه
يس.
الهايبوثيسيس نفسها شو.
صح.
And then we will go from 2 reading to multiple reading to 1 sample, to 1 intervention. اللي هو one way ANOVA.
Yes.
اللي
Before
هو
jumping to
treatment
ANOVA,
over time.
ريبيتد
repeated measurement
measure-
over time.
Yes.
طيب. بعدين
لكن before
yeah.
للأنوفا في ايش؟ أنكوفا. صح. Now, what's the difference between perisample t-test and ANCOVA?
the effectiveness of treatment.
Now, ANCOVA, I'm introducing the treatment, which is more additions. في perisample t-test, أنا ممكن يكون عندي treatment, one treatment, كويس؟ So now, وعندي pre-post,
Okay, good.
هذه perisample t-test. Now عندي two treatments زي الإكزامبل اللي أنت حطيته،
ايوه.
وعندي pre-post,
بس 2 sample.
two samples.
ANCOVA.
This is ANCOVA.
ايوه.
But you want to assess the differences in treatment on the endpoint, controlling for the baseline.
Okay.
See this?
لأنه الكونسبت هذا. الحين أنا عندي treatment A و B وعندي جروب A جروب الأول مشيته على treatment A so pre and post
Yes.
وطلعت حق النتيجه.
Yes.
بعدين سامبل 2 عند بري بوست تريتمنت بي او الانترفنشن بي. طيب انا بقارن الريزلت في النهايه البري بوست لكل واحد، يعني بمعنى اخر اني سويت بري بوست بري اند بوست تيست لدراج A وبري بوست تيست لدراج B.
Yeah.
والنتيجه انا بقارنهم مع بعض. هذه الحاله استخدم انكوفر.
لا انت اوريدي عملتها، هذه عملت 2 بير سامبل تيب.
ايوه دبل دوبليكيشن.
يا لكن هذه not effective like the uncover.
بس the same concept.
The same لكن finding maybe افضل لك تعمل uncover لانك you're going to control for the baseline.
هو ذا الكنترول ايش تقصد؟
الكنترول مثلا انت تجيب عندك الاند بوينت اللي هي الاوتكم حقك
على خير البوست.
ايوه تستخدمه ك dependent variable
ديبند لانه على اللي قبل.
زي اللاين. So
Okay.
your dependent will be equal effective treatment كويس controlling for the baseline, so that means you're going to add the baseline as independent variable عشان تشوفوا الريليشن شيب مع
لانه
مع
في البدايه انا كان اندبندنت
Yes.
والنتيجه كانت ديبندنت على الدراج
Yes. So how the baseline, how the endpoint could depend on the baseline, correct? So this is why we need to control for the baseline itself
اوكي
in the equations. So now we're adding the baseline as independent variable,
صح.
and then we do the multiplication between the treatment and the baseline to see the effect of both on the end point.
اوكي.
So
Statistical way to make sure that
yes, so this is uncover.
Okay.
So when you use an uncover, if I mention
two drugs.
if I mention that I'm interested in to find the differences in treatment on the endpoint, okay, controlling for baseline, then this is trade is uncovered.
بس لازم يكون two sample.
ما هذه two samples. أنا قلت differences in treatment معناتها two samples.
وضحت الرساله.
Yeah. So differences in treatment on what? The endpoint, which is the boss.
طيب اذا كانت معناته كذا في عكسها.
Controlling for the baseline. Yes. So now this is
انا كوب.
uncover. شوف أنا دخلت إيش هنا؟ دخلت البيسلاين، دخلت التريتمنت، and قلت on the endpoint, so that my outcome is the endpoint. تعرفون كيف تحددون من statement؟ if I mention statement كيف تحددون هذا dependent وهذا independent؟ إذا قلت I want to see the effect of treatment on lead, so lead would be the dependent variable. The effect of treatment on cholesterol level. So cholesterol will be the dependent, the independent would be the treatment. See that? So this is how you determine which one the independent, which one the dependent variables from the statement. So now we understand the pair sample t-test, we understand the ANCOVA, now the ANOVA, repeated measures ANOVA. Repeated measures ANOVA is one sample and a two sample. The one sample will give a treatment before, one treatment,
and see over time.
and see the effect over time, or regardless of the treatment, we just measure them over time. زي عندي التيبلز اعتقد تقريبا. Yes, like this. No. Like this. So وش عندي؟ ما عندي treatment هنا. صح؟
واحد المحاضرة الماضية.
Yes. So I have week 0, which is the baseline, lead measure. Week 1, lead measure. Week 4, lead measure. Week 6, lead measure.
كانت هذه observation.
Yes.
Observation over time.
Yes. So now I have a factor here. My factor is the time, not the treatment. So now how many, this factor has how many categories? 4. Which is 1, 2, 3, 4. I can create a factor for this. And now the good thing with SAS, you just put your 4 variables. Look at that. These are the variables that you're trying to, they all are dependent variables. And since it's one sample, so equal what? Nothing. You just close that.
اللي بعدها تريد.
Hmm?
اللي بعدها حطيت تريد.
Yes, اللي بعدها لأنه 2 sample. Because it is two sample. Now, this is important. Repeat it. Week. Where this week come from? Because the way it measured, it's measured in a week. So this is why I put week. If it's measured in a month, then I put months. If it's measured in a year, then I put year. And slash, where did this come from? Print E, this is a SAS keyword. It's gonna give you the result and the test for the separate. Okay, so once you do that, you're going to generate the findings and the result for this. Same thing, you could do that in SPSS. So now we trying to do this first and then move up. Okay, we just want to practice this.
summary عشان يكون كلام في المخ.
The finding of this, the summary.
continue. اللي هي بعدين تريتمنت عشان
Yes. So now the next is this is a 1 sample. Now 2 sample, you're just adding to the same code, which is called multi-sample. It can be 2, it can be 3, it can be 4. So now here you're going to add. Look at this. So is it different now?
Treatment.
This is the same. So we're adding the treatment, and how many treatment is 2? This is why it's multi-sample, because these are independent sample, right?
يعني معنى الكلام أنا عندي sample size قسمتهم لاثنين واحد جروب A واحد جروب
Yes.
B وأوفر تايم.
Yes. How they differ over time. Yep.
Okay.
This is the hypothesis. Yeah. So now adding this, the same code, exactly the same code, you just need to add. So I'm testing here interaction effect. Right? Interaction between what? The treatment and the time. How the treatment differ in length over time.
Comparing two drug ولا
The two drugs, how they differ. When they say how they differ, معناتها how the two treatment they differ.
Okay. So the answer will after okay.
Yeah.
You give me result. So the difference between drug A and B over time is
Yeah.
significant or not significant.
Yes.
This is the answer. Okay.
Yes. So now it's given you here testing these.
Yes.
It's adding what now? Exactly the same. So you're just adding treatment, and now this is a 2 sample, and it gives you also the interaction with this. So you get the interaction here. Now this is after we have done some changes. This is another programming. I'll tell you how to do this. If you have wide format, you want to switch it to long format. How you do that is following this code. But before doing this, we need to practice both the 1 sample and the 2 sample ANOVA. Okay.